レッツプローダーでいいか。スカーレット。
I'm better to detonate that mine safely than trip over it myself.これでいいか。アサシンでいこうかな。
いや、剣で二刀流したいんだよな。どうしようかな。いるか。これにしようかな。スキルか。ダッシュでいいかな。これだな、探検スキルか。
Better to detonate that mine safely than trip over it myself.クブリックにしようかな。
演技いらないか。妖術。アルマじゃないか。
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Riverlong cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Riverlong and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The captain wants you up on deck. Hear them calls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the Counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore. so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off on the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
If I didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west, I'd mistake this for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy. Is that a corpse? What's it doing here alone?
What? Did you expect it to have an entourage? This. The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues, of all things. True enough. History is made by those willing to risk it all.
How did they find us?
Take the stone to the temple. These whelps will be easy to crush.
As you say, Madam Conduit.
Arise, fair dead. Seize upon our enemies.
산다장. 아무 되구나.
Their leader said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside? Those thieves were more than petty criminals. Their leader gave life to the dead. What stone could they have been so keen on taking? Indeed, for all we know, these dark-dealing thieves may be involved with Councillor Jake's murder.
This seems to be broken. This seems to be broken. There's a mine in the middle of our path.
Someone must have an interest in protecting whatever's kept here.
I've always heard there's typically more to a king's tomb than meets the eye.
It could be a myth, or it could be our lucky day.
ロックピック、鍵開け系のスキル覚えときゃよかったな。できんのか。
I've spotted something. It's locked. This seems to be broken.
Not working well.
We made short work of that door, but I don't imagine our weapons would survive such use for long.
か。毒は確か炎で爆発するんだよな。
There's no evading my blazing fury!
次だ。
I've spotted something.
I've spotted something.
I think I hear voices downstairs.
The last thing we need is to surprise another angry summoner.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
Jump. 攻撃がこれしかないもんな。
Lift like a feather, drops like a troll.
遅い。 けか。
A living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead? A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The bloodstone defiler, where is it? In life, I toiled to care for these holy grounds. In death, I protect them from profaners and poachers. The legacy of Cecile is mine to preserve. Her traitors are mine to destroy. I suppose you only crept among these sacred tombs for leisure. I suppose you had no lust for the treasure of the dead. Ha! Strange indeed. Robed indeed. Your tricks will not save you from retribution, deceiver. The Bloodstone, deliver it now and I may deign to end you quickly. Run if you like, defiler. Whichever way you take leads you to the grave.
Nimble as a fox.
ทำได้จำเถอะ
1, 2, 3, stun!
これやってんだけど周りオイルになって移動ができないって。でもあれこれがあるのか。
Death never dies, fool. Death in 1,000 forms rules all.
殴るしかない。弱い。
Here lies Master Ragequin's second apprentice, killed by dying.
Look! A wanderer comes my way, walking the sands upon which this poor shell must suffer. Call me Ishmael, son of the sea, an outcast upon these wretched shores. An exiled shell, doomed to live under a canopy of arid sky, not his native, tender water. Of course I can talk, don't be silly. There's more tongue to me than heart. Indeed, the surprise should be mine, for I still remember the days when your kind swung from branches and plucked the vermin out of their neighbor's fur. My fate is a cruel one, I assure you. How many snot noses have held me up against their dirty little ears, only to claim they can hear the ocean? Of course they can hear her, the brats. We are on the very edge of the great aquatic mother, whose embrace I so desperately long for. Yes, yes, I, King of Pearls, ache to repose anew on his coral throne. Hurl me toward the water. Swing me as far as your arm's strength gives lease. And treasure long sunk, I will. Time is an indulgent mistress to one who spends happy hours as she passes. But when your existence is one of misery, she becomes a lethargic. Oh, I remember ancient times. I have lain here since antiquity, when the ruins around us were palaces, and the sun-bleached dead merry children. All this I have seen. What do you say, kind knight? Will you return the King of Pearls to the sea?
Agreed. Let's send him home.
Liberator, kind benefactor, bless me the might of your sea. The sea, I have returned, where every wave feels like a mermaid's kiss. May the bounty of the deep be yours, along with my eternal gratitude.
しょうかったな。
Hold it right there, orc scum! No one slips past the Legion.
Calm down, Junius. Doesn't look like one of them orcs to me.
Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Scythiel.
So, you're sorcerers, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're...
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books large as a house, that one. Yeah, he'll squeeze the truth out of you, one way or another.
Are you mad? You'd kill legionnaires? Let's just go to the wizard peacefully. Stand down, unless you want me to stand by and let them give you a good thrashing.
長えなこれ。
No. We'll do as I say and there's an end to it.
You defy the Legion, will you? The punishment for that offence is death.
Shocking power.
失敗すんのこれ。 けないぞ。
Your grave opens to welcome you.
Your grave opens to welcome you.
Well, there we have it. 2 dead legionnaires. I think you're right. We had no real reason to kill them, and yet we did. In cold blood.
形の2が欲しいんだけどな。一緒なのか、メイスとボー。 届かない。AP4。
Did you see that? Those orcs had a human commander.
How very curious, and how very disquieting.
Where are Bibius and Junius? Didn't they hear the fight?
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city. So you were, and so you weren't. Behold, there we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead. Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek. So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed, but to be frank, I have my doubts. She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow. A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts, a shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand. Ah, the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years, the stalemate between them, the Legion, did a good job keeping them at bay. But I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistae, they'd have gotten the better of us by now. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single louse in a lion's mane. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The Orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat, and it shows no signs of abating. We've cordoned off the western beach where most Orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem to figure what they're doing here. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure, the fools. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop. Once you're there, just take the stairs. But do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far. And with that,
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
We're gonna need more than a few books.
All the way to my boot soles.
上げてもあんまり意味ないのか。 体力低いな。
Well, what does it matter? Daylight was more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day. All hail the rain spirit. That was a fine display of magicianship, it was. Who knew what I thought the old gal's fate was sealed when the orc shaman set his fiery gaze on her sails, but you managed to rescue her from a watery grave. Closest thing to a miracle I've ever seen.
One day you'll show 'em all.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods. This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And I, Sergeant Curtius, have been trusted to guard it. Curtius is my name. The Legion is my calling.
Keep your pleasantries to yourself. If it's conversation you're looking for, I'd recommend my comrade Florius. As for myself, my job is to protect this warehouse, not chit-chat with intruders. That idiot man-child would sooner spend an hour chatting up a thief than a minute arresting him. I only hope he gets transferred out of this warehouse and straight to the perimeter. Let him rot off as zombies here instead of mine. Even thinking of him turns one into a gabbing hen. Please, leave.
You'll show 'em all. Well, a source hunter. About time the council took us seriously. Maybe you can start with the two idiots hiding their pet orc here.
Well, a source hunter. A very hearty welcome to our humble warehouse. Have a look around. And don't mind if I pick your brain about the scoop around Undervale. I'm behind on my current affairs. That fusspot said what? Well, old loose lips will let that lowly backbiter know what he thinks about that. So, something you'd like to say to my face?
I haven't a thing to say to you. I'm on duty.
Duty, indeed. Put up your fists.
Are you mad? We're guards, not drunks on the street.
Enough! Both of you! What is this barbarism? Back to your post at once!
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
A matter of honor.
Such matters are to be settled on your own time. Understood?
Understood, sir.
Such bickering is all that thieves need to sneak by unnoticed.
It won't happen again, sir.
It better damn well not. Report?
Still nothing, sir.
This place reeks
An
of
orc
orc
in
stench.
love. Ha! When this little chan fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces.
Come now, enough doom and gloom. Cast your gaze instead upon my fair, fanged filly.
Who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators, not—
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile, but my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her. My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch of trinkets towards her. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds? You see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him from his murderous darling.
What's the point in causing more pain in this beleaguered city? Question her and see what comes of it.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Bravo! I trust not only the potion, but my scaly sweetheart in and of herself.
You're going to regret this. Avert your gaze, and I'll handle this threat for all our sakes.
She wouldn't hurt a fly, and I won't let you hurt a horn on her head.
Bringing your little orcish girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense. Listen, she's powerful, darling.
What fool would trust a 2-bit love potion out of a back-page circular from youthful gore?
Cold hands, cold heart.
敵が増えたぞ。いや、見たろ。レベル6。今日無理だな。
Please assist me, friends.
これダメ、自分も食らっちまう。
A stitch in time, eh, my friends? I'm dying!
What's all this? Ah, but you're so it catches she still and that's we to but what?
Undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap?
We're gonna need more than a few buckets to save her.
We need more help. She's lost.
Rainbow, straight to the harbor.
You see?
What's the point in causing more pain in this beleaguered city? Question her and see what comes of it.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
If you want to go after her, you'll have to face me first, and I don't take kindly to murder.
All right, well,
Bravo.
You're good.
We are colleagues, nothing more. Come now, it's just a turn of phrase. Will you please? Where? Salutations! Secure this. Salutations!
Well, a source hunter.
Good on you. Please, boss member, thank you.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I,
Borrow, indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear!
These batches only
I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll choose steal. Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sicil began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need, so what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
Yes, you know what they say about giving a man a fish? This man should learn to stand on his own 2 feet.
I suppose you've got a point. You're a hungry man, you know.
fresh haddock. Perfect for a fire.
I've spotted something interesting.
One coin or two, noble spirit? 1 coin or 2? Oh, I am a happy man, and certainly a humble one now. It turns out losing it all has its own share of benefits. Ah, a fool once was I, and ever seeking greater satisfaction than that which I already enjoyed. In my folly, I sought the counsel of those notorious Watcher statues on the Western Cliffs. Their guidance ruined any small fortune I'd heard they were not to be trusted, that they gave fools' advice to the fools who sought them, but somehow I believed that they told me that I would find fame and renown if I renounced my worldly fire. The most thorough cleanser was my method. But as my house burned in front of me, I felt no elevation, no piety, only the sudden weight of my own idiocy. Thank you, kind one.
So, those statues told him he'd have to renounce his earthly possessions to become a spiritual leader, did they? Indeed. He said himself that he's...
Cruel fortune.
About face!
Good luck with these Sicilian, Source Hunter. They'll run you ragged if you...
Again!
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye...
Easy, Tull. That's the Source Hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well sit.
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our investigation.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all.
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And...
Sorry, sir. You say you will take me under your wing. But I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears? In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. I am happy to have a friend in such a place. And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, he thrived among his mother's ilk. The wise godwolf Amira raised the child thrice among her litter. So you see...
Sorry, sir.
Source Hunter. I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was in Home Forest. Every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily. Badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees. It is strange to stand with one foot, perhaps in time.
To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
なんだ、レベル3。
About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sicil, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs, you hear? I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Sicil. By which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead. For I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead undo all... Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother. But he just had to send for... Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town. Not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you... The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission. Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that... What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, see? Not idle superstition.
Greetings! These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite, serving the 7.
Source Hunter. A sight for sore. I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help as well. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little. Lieutenant Selenia, at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second-in-command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse. And that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, source hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction. The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Sicil, after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many of my soldiers have fallen. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Sicil's ever seen.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero, the whole of Sicil. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot. Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So...
Some could not, because they are professionals, not adventuring daydreamers.
Clearly, two strong personalities stand before me. Two who voice their opinions with vigor. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier.
Cheese? That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Norman.
And I can't say that I have. I'm content with what I have.
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it is divisive mainly because it is alluring. And riches are so... Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day...
I disagree. I, for one, am content with my state.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed, that you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it, and that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you, and... the fabulous five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dreams and cleanse our souls. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course. If you still have questions, I shall... Of course, of course, of course. All you need to do is sign this waiver.
You'd fall for this foolish scheme. Gods, you're gullible. I'm not going to join some freak show, and neither are you.
Aaron has as many breasts as the man with many cheeses.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrappy old... Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrappy old...
No, we'll do as I say and there's an end to it.
Marvelous. Magnificent.
Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous 5 material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens. Piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire. But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous 5. The braves who eat such monstrosities for breakfast. Go, my friend. Find this wizard's abomination and claim your just reward from Mayor Cecil in the...
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were in... I am the...
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Mortruce my regards next time you see him. Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, see, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either. But ones who've taken what they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say. But it's my responsibility to send them packing. Preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without back... Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by now, and the orcs up north will be short work for a trained-up...
Getting ourselves caught up in an entangling alliance will hinder...
By the demon's tomb, I never thought I'd live to see a sauce hunter dismiss an eager comrade. That's what they teach you about. Well, you're lucky we Northies have a certain expression. Better to do right the second time than never... I'll tell you, Hunter's greetings. So, have you changed your mind about venturing... Well, you know,
getting ourselves caught...
By the deep... Well, you're...
Ha! The closest
I'll tell you, Hunter's greetings. Well, you know...
Careful now.
Getting ourselves by the demon... Well, you're lucky. So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be.
I'll tell you, Hunter's greetings. Welcome. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now. Well, you... That's the spirit.
That group of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a walt.
Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone, somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible, terrible, terrible! It will combine a quill that lasts 1 billion words. What's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? Perhaps my newfound comrade? We stand on a tiny vestige of space and time. It's good you appeared, however you did it, precisely when and where you did, or you might have found yourself free floating in empty space. Oh, but I suppose I should make a proper introduction. Zigzax the historian at your service. It is my... at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse. Show, don't tell, I always say.
I think that imp may be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
You saw? Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal! It's... The portal has become active! Fantastic! Astounding! Onward we should go! Portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant... You, dear stranger, you must be those torches, a light! This portal active once more! Goodness me, how right you are! There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this... I can't say for sure where it came from. though I cannot say for certain if it, in fact, every last question that ever plagues your knock. But why? It's not then. After... Just as I hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, come, don't delay.
And he's off. It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
Could it be, milady? The weaver of time? Mother of history? Author of all...
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who...
Astounding!
You have brought...
My
This is a question better put. If any other... But you are different. So please, a stone. So... Not like this, no. What happened? Never had I... But yours happened.
But, madam...
Like the source hunt Starstone. Do you see what...
Mystery...
It would appear...
Ice...
Yes. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, indeed you must.
Why of...
Without the...
That shall... Please. So, what do you think, Source
Not
Hunter?
but a moment ago we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it? No matter how improbable, anything is possible. If the Weaver tells the truth, we have...
Do tell. The glint in your... No, but you'll need... Luckily, off you go then. You've Starstone to find. Cross my heart, hope to... Before you go, I hope you...
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. In the drift, except us. But what I but need the... In the ethereal, the drift, except ask, and I shall answer. I am. Perhaps am I the beginning, and am I to be the end?
A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there two of us? Two beings that record all of history parallel to one another?
That is a good question, Zigzags. One without a conclusive answer, though its resolution may lie in conception. Where you chronicle, I both chronicle and create. Where you arrive at conclusions, I spin origins besides.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent, and I'll be done. That means the task you have been given while you the advant. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, don't we all? But perhaps, like any cat, I'll not, if Zigzag, I met him, so in the end, before you'll need the other one too. Now that this matter has been settled, Hunters, I shall detain you no longer.
Unknown to all time, are you? Leave it to an imp to try to fill our mind. I'll tell you who you are. Source Hunters. Members of the most esteemed order in Rivellon. Here to find out and grind out every last speck of dark magic in the realm. There. The enigma is solved. What are you? You think I'm... No, comrade. You can keep the... I just hope this...
for the will of the good stuff.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for hard potatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than the size of this fine Gorman bear.
Watch out! I smell... Oh, the fierce stench of frightened Source Goblin.
Actually, I think that's only roast pig.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course. This time.
It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
Looking good.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward honey won't be lining your pockets.
A source hunter? I'd like to report some dark magic. Only tainted hearts could tip as miserably as this lot. I think I'm one of the last folks to hear him alive. That awful scream has been ringing in my ears ever since. And with the room where it all happened still under quarantine, we've a constant reminder of exactly... Though that's the question, isn't it? What exactly did happen? We all thought it was Esmeralda who checked into that room, and the Duke. I was washing up and nudging the last of the lushes out of the door when a cloaked woman rushed in right past me. I never got a good look at her, damn my eyes, but I figured the way she disappeared that she was visiting one of the lodgers. Lucky for the perpetrators, I was rinsing bottles in the back when the terrible deed took place and saw nothing more. I'm not proud to say I ducked under the counter and damn well stayed there till I heard Ivad fling that door open. But I was paralyzed with fright.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously... Which one? I've written, Esmeralda, more works of lyrical mastery than I can count. All that letter proves is my devotion to my lady, not... It's very...
Once or twice.
Ha! The closest I come to my match is when I linger at the long run.
I'm straight. I'm true. Harry's by the cousins.
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll.
What are ye staring at?
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies I feel never seen.
But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by... Oh, so bad. No matter, no, me, it would not... she well, I certainly from what I... To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter?
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
That relic of Evelyn's, the so-called healing crystal. I've seen one like it before. One look at that gem will be enough to convince me it's no force of good. I know I'm not the most, if that's stuff.
Excuse me? This is a private sick. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm an apprentice. I've been racking my brain. What would you like? One of the brave, thankful, quite the vet. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar. Yes, I myself, but it's strange. You are?
There's no way Boris should receive that stone over Stephen. Think of Stephen's wife, his children, his grandchildren. If you'd like to kill Stephen, perhaps I'll let his family have at you when you deliver the news.
All right, well...
Stephen is... No,
Sanctus.
no, this is highly... Cut it out!
I wish there were enough stones for both of us.
Far?
That doesn't belong to us, you know. Other people's possessions...
I feel no pleasure in bidding you
What's that
farewell,
mean?
friend.
I need a moment to reflect.
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us.
If you've done, go.
I don't know what I did to deserve. Oh, my savior. Well, I think goodbye.
Leave me. I didn't want to spend. And I could.
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us. I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend. Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us. I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend.
Thank you eternally for your help. Though that's straight.
I'll need to unlock this somehow.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapors?
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Well, hello there.
Cheese, tomatoes.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
A good day to you.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Not the mood for cheese. An excuse is more hard than a slice of pie.
My gods! What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? A magical pyramid, eh? No, if you please. This room is private. Striking it rich! If she sulks in flower stink much longer, deer will smell this lady from a field away. Don't just stand there. I'll save a leg of something good for when she begins to starve.
Away with you! All right, comrades, nothing to see here. Let's clear out. Give the lady of the house a little privacy.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bed.
Meow.
What? Oh, it's you. Oh, what? Oh, you means the undead? That's not to... And, While what of what? Ah, Cecil proved an old fool. The staff, his name is Conrad. What? Jake? Most of the as you can imagine. Well, oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the Maxine. I've always been more fond of cats. That depends. Ah, the library. Please yourself. Let me know if you...
I knew that dark-dealing old man dabbled in source. To the gallows, I say.
The gallows?
I'm warm as fresh
To
apple
leave the city
pie.
is to venture into danger. Be careful, Source Hunter.
My kingdom for a dry shirt!
Perfekt.
An invigorating fight that was. And what a killing blow you delivered. No need for full... Dankeschön.
Freedom from my grasp is but a distant memory.
Your grave opens to welcome you.
Şöyle.
Die, vermin!
Into the fray once more. I needed that.
置いておこうかな。
I feel better already! Found it!
Thunderstorm!
けと。
Quick-tempered and fleet-footed.
Face the unending darkness.
Taste for a vengeance. I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
財布。
Your grave opens to welcome you.
Sweet relief.
FF11。
According to his diary, this bloke couldn't put down his dogs even after he knew them to be infected. Could you blame him for hesitating? Those dogs hardly seem...
What was that? Must be one of those skeletons. Must keep still. Mercy me. It walks, but it's not dead. I wasn't entirely certain I'd ever meet any. The name's Wolfram, and it's a delight to make your acquaintance. Good to see, by the by, you don't belong to the Legion. 10 of their number accompanied me on a fact find. Not that I reckon my chance is any higher, though. Especially, I'll never make it back.
Indeed.
Marvelous.
shocking power.
Eternal silence awaits. I run, they fall. I like this game. Meet your demand. All in one blow.
I'm 1 foot in the grave here. Help me!
7 have mercy on your soul.
You did it! We made it! Oh, cheers for escorting me to safety. You're a godsend, you are. I'll be in the King Crab, clearing the dust from my throat. The drinks are on me if you'd like to partake.
I feel better already.
Welcome back to Sightseal, Hunter. The Legion greets you.
I need to speed things up.
突撃。
Thunderstorm!
Yeah. Ciekawe.
darkness. I could do with a cold drink.
Okay.
Into the fray once more.
Its own deliverance! Battering ram!
Sweet relief.
Vincent Dugongs, you nearly startled me out of my boot.
Well, folks, having a bully day? I'm having a bully day. Pushing, pulling, lifting. Look at them muscles, huh? Just I used to sail the 7 seas. Now those were now. But you know there's no harm in a little roughhousing now and again. Scrawny against. I'm gonna some noodle arms. So, what are you made of?
To welcome you!
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities. That
I'm dripping.
Oh, thank the 7. Lucia, it's the Source Hunter. We're not going to die on this haunted cliff after all.
Who's dying? We're just resting up. The calm before the storm. There's certainly something fishy happening. The light shines sure as the tides. Though there's not been an attendant there for nearly 2 decades.
What's the linear failed to...
Survival...
Ha!
So...
You'll go to the... selling the book rights to my autobiography, The Last Legionnaire.
Yes, well, give me a moment. I'm just, letting my super settle.
The further we go, the more bodies we find heaped around.
We must be closing in on where they were headed.
I feel better already! Double time!
Shocking power.
The ship, the waves, the cold, wild sea. And I, the maniac in the darkened lighthouse. Oh, these walls, my home, my hell. I may have died, but my guilt lives on and on. These walls, my home, my hell. I may have died, but my guilt... What's this? Living eyes that can see the shape of death? Avert your gaze, wanderer, for you are looking upon the phantom of a murderer. Skeletons roam the lands, restless as my troubled soul, but shall not find their lair here. Some scuttle by now and again, but Samson was my name a long time ago. I know not why upon my death. If so, that indeed why did I possess yet no...
Quite a story that ghost had to tell. Not every day one hears about a lighthouse keeper sinking ships just because his wife proved to be unfaithful.
These walls, my home.
Yes, I understand. Despite his heinous act, one can't...
lives on and on. These walls, my home, my hell. I may have died, but my guilt lives on and on.
What's this? I found something.
These walls, my home, my hell. I may have died, but my guilt lives on and on. The darkness of day. Samson, if that... Why did I put... Yet no skeleton. That Samson was my name. If so, their punishment.
On the mend!
How did it go? Don't spare any details. We need to make a full report to the Lieutenant.
Indeed. Now
So, let me get this straight. There's a ghost inside operating the lighthouse, and you managed to do away with the bad beasties at the base of the thing. Whew, sounds like a job well done.
And I'm sure Selenia will be thrilled to hear we did it. Another triumph for Legion Daring Do. And if this doesn't buy us a ticket home, nothing will.
I need a moment to reflect.
Those as giving as you are rare and exquisite as...
Oh, where's my pepper? Did it spoil eggs and go away?
hiding here? On the mend! Bless the seven, I am restored!
Dear me. Oh, how the coast reminds me of my old friend. Oh, how nice it is of you. The very picture of youth. To pray, let me be forward with you. Oh, sapling rose, you would listen to my grievances, guide me towards untroubled realms. Oh, you are truly a wonder. Hot spiced wine and a snug little room awaits us on the King.
Spirits of air, vanquish my foes.
Here lies Gregory, whose wife told him so. Here lies Judith, warrior princess. Here lies Neil, killed in the line of duty. I want to go home.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the King or order? Greetings, greetings. Oh, but let us not discuss. Let us browse and barter.
Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torturer. All hail Grog! All hail his hot-steeled instruments. The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood! By the filed teeth of Suruma's soul shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria! The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood! The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood! Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torturer. All hail Grog! All hail his hot-steeled instruments. Ah! You have come, yes. That is most satisfactory. Begone, brittle. The game, yes! A game of blood and brutality, of death and dexterity. Fun as herring the horror harlequin. But, like the serpentine stalker hisses before the stab. The elves of Gandavon, they lived in peace. Oh, yes. But one night, when the moon had hid her face, the orcs of the tribe of Kazuldagar beset our city. They cooked, all undone. Every last one of us. Except for me, the midnight rambler, away from the city. I was very old back then already. Though indeed I may be frail, a withered grey, but the wealth of kings is mine. Countless assassins have ministered to the vengeance. I have tracked her down by the... Yes, Victoria. The orcs of Gazuldagar. Her name is Victoria.
That was quite the radical change we witnessed. I never would have thought that the benign old man we met outside would turn out to be a vengeance-driven aficionado of assassins. Indeed. Victoria probably doesn't even know about her past, and yet she's on a...
Greetings, traveller. And may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings... You mean you haven't heard? Steal yours by following her She showed us. Ah, there. What's it? Go on the...
He says he's an immaculate. But I thought they'd been banished after the death
Welcome
of the...
thee, my friend. I'm an archaeologist. Quite so. Zombie... Should these be... Oh,
I dare say.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Oh, yes, the fabulous that machine Ahu built is an abomination. It must be stopped at all. Someone wants to see Victoria dead? That cherub, hear you me. You must stop that dog by any means necessary. As mayor of Sicil, you have my permission to take drastic measures.
Volume 1, Volume 2. But where's the third one gone? Shatsu.
A source hunter! Me? Oh, he's always been some... For my part, that band of...
The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the first edition, too. Most
In
promising.
the name of Amun-Hur, I bid thee Kira Lizor. Oh, do pardon my language, my friend. But that is quite the startling revelation. So much sadness, so much... Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and life-loving creatures, why must he make me the target of his imperishable hate? Whom have I ever harmed? So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Rashizm bil kushum zunum. My amulet? But it is Haxmaji, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul.
Demonology for dumbbells.
You may try and trick me out of my amulet, but you will not succeed. I said you shan't have it, and that is final. Turjageta, friend. Yes? Have you... Leg Fizoda! Yes, a capital notion. Let him be brought before the law for his schemes. It would probably be better if you, rather than I, Indeed you may.
The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the first edition, too. Most promising.
That's enough of that.
The lesser key of Salacandras.
Princess Buttercup with the blushing...
Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And the first
Esmeralda
edition,
does
too.
have a propensity
Most
for all
promising.
things naughty, hasn't she?
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced. The Encyclopedia Daemonium.
Place this
I
book
know
here.
it by
A
heart.
volume of poetry among novels? Urak. Mayhem.
Добавить сказать.
Made a big change on your block with a whale of the good stuff.
Whatever happened to that
This town is...
Here I wait for thee in the dark. Yes? Yes? Have you... The hunters go a-stalking in the night by the...
Russian fist!
I've got my eyes on the prize. Back on my feet again.
Another innocent has fallen. True. During times as dangerous as these...
Praise be that Ahu the wizard...
Lesser key of Sadakandra.
See-through armor.
Nonsense.
Princess Buttercup. Turjageta, friend. Itkashi fudge. You killed him. I had so hoped no more blood needed spilling. But I suppose it is not for me to judge your actions.
I need something more advanced. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library? Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced.
Brief history of sorcery still hasn't
the
been
Encyclopedia
returned. Veleron will have to pay yet
I
another
know it
fine.
by heart. The lesser key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
Volume 1, Volume 2.
What? Oh, it's you! And you killed that maniac? Oh, this isn't exactly my idea of justice, but better him than my sweet daughter.
Green, the finest veggies Siceil's ever seen.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Good day to you.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entwustle you.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
day to you.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
I'm strike. I'm true. By the cannons. Lonesome, spiritless. Perhaps wrestling an armed elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
I suppose so, lady. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to inquire.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I... Like I told just about every Legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. So what happened? Oh, don't put stock in their hasted...
Well, what you rather they are stop do you to be quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Move along.
Well, look what the
Bravest guards we've met. Like lions.
Yes, I bet Legionnaires can impress even source hunters. Now, as for my two braves here, you shall prepare to leave...
Thank you, Lieutenant. All in the day's work.
Salutations, source hunter.
A good day to you.
I'm warm with fresh apple pie.
Ah, I'm overheating here.
Looks like that dog is awfully agitated.
Perhaps he wants to tell us something.
Phineas, it's an honor to visit the fallen.
But theirs is not a sad fate, I think. To join the grass, to become food for the trees and flowers. And what could be more peaceful?
What trickery is this? That's not Jake.
It's a rotting sheep's corpse. It seems someone snatched Jake's body.
Rest in peace, darling. peace, darling.
Look here. Even a sage and author as renowned as I is flattered when mortals dare among the dead to seek him out. Well, as if I need introduction. Oh, I've written so many celebrated treatises, but of course you have read and revered the philosophy. There isn't a civilized soul alive that has... You can, and indeed you must. But alas, I was not buried with a printed version of that blueprint of genius. Do you truly feel you are ready to prove that you have read and understood the philosophy of death? Your refusal speaks greater volumes than my 10-part tome on the mating behavior of feral dwarfs. Do you truly? Then we shall proceed between life and death.
Correct.
Let us proceed.
The answer's no. Come on. Be a sport. I know I'm right.
Fine, fine.
Last quiz.
Rest in peace,
Indeed.
Most impressive. Nothing short of miraculous. You have verily fathomed the message of my book. My undying intent in the knowledge that my legacy is in good hands. Ta-ta! I shall see you in the next life.
May the seven keep you. May the seven keep you. May the seven keep you. Peace be with you, traveller. Me, I once lived a prosperous life. With my husband and our happy Lonnie never recovered from the loss. And when a group of mercenaries, predators, more aptly, she were killed less than a week after she joined. Here she lies. Back from there, savage! I'll not let you disturb my daughter's peace.
I fate you fall.
On the mend!
旦ここで終わります。